I just realized that I'm kind of wearing jade. I mean, greenish jade to talk about this book. It's kind of like next level, which I should be paid more for this, honestly. Jade City is the first book in the Green Bones saga by Fonda Lee. There are, I believe, going to be 3 books in this series. We've got this one, Jade City. We've got Jade War that was released just this last year. And then we've got a to-be-released conclusion to the series called Jade Legacy. A lot of people became interested in this somewhat recently, I feel like, a little bit late to the game. And it's interesting. It is fantasy, but it's not your typical fantasy. There's no robust, really magic system. The magic system has a little bit of rules, I guess, but it's not. You don't have swords. It's not swords and shields. It's not kind of like the European fantasy that you might be familiar with. That part of it I like, but it's also not as focused on the magic system or anything like that. It's really just using that as a tool to tell the rest of the story that is steeped in and deeply political. I've already mentioned the description of it is kind of completely correct. And I take time to mention this because there are other descriptions that I've seen on Amazon Goodreads and on the back cover that I do not necessarily agree with. A lot of times when they're like, it's a mixture of these 2 books, and I've read those 2 books, I'm like, no, it's not. But this one is really, really good. Listen. Jade City is a gripping Godfather-esque saga of intergenerational blood feuds, vicious politics, magic, and kung fu. That's exactly what it is. It is all of those things and a lot more. Jade City is an Asian-inspired fantasy novel that centers on one of the 2 families that are these clans, these gangs that are warring with one another. The thing is, actually, they were in peacetime for a long time, and now they're moving into wartime. So we're following the Call family of the No Peak clan as they do business with, try to strike a peace, and then come into conflict with the Mountain clan. And the magic system here is based on jade. They mine, harvest, find jade, and then green bones are allowed to use the aura, the aura of the jade, and kind of put that into energy. And so there's different forms of this. I'm sure it explores more in the future books, but where they can you can deflect different missiles or attacks that come at you. You can power up your attacks. Maybe you can even restore health and take more damage, do different things like that. Now, the way that I explained that magic system makes it sound a lot more intricate and a lot more kind of like upfront than what it actually truly is in this story. That really is just, again, a mechanic, or it takes the back seat to telling these stories based on these characters and their relationships with one another and against other people. Already mentioned, but it follows the Call family. And so you've got a few different point of views throughout the story. You've got the point of view of Lon, who is the pillar of No Peak, which is kind of the head, the leader. We've got his brother Hilo, who is the horn of No Peak, kind of leading the military arm of the clan. And then we've got another POV is Shay, who is their sister, who is leading kind of the more, I don't know, stealthy, political, side of No Peak. We've got a few other POVs in there that are important as well, but really we're following those characters as they're working together to try to get more jade, take care of their people while defending against Mountain as they are continuing to encroach on their people and on their territory and on their land. And it doesn't end up happily ever after. Like, people get mad at each other, and people fight each other, and people die. And here is what I thought of the book. A lot of people like it and will like it, but it is not my preferred genre. Can I just say that? When I review books, I do so saying what I personally thought and experienced and felt of the plot, of the characters, of the pacing, of all those things. Not what I feel other people will think about it. Now, I will say that from time to time. Like in this one, I think this book deserves the awards and the accolades that it has received. And I'm sure the series continues to be great. But it is not my preference. And I'll tell you why. I personally enjoy magic heavy. I like these fully realized worlds where magic is really at the forefront of what's going on. And this is really fantasy light. We don't have much of that. There is a magic system and there is magic, but really it's, again, I've already said it, man, so many times, but it's just used. So there are only a few fight scenes. I'm doing that because it's kung fu kind of fight scenes. And the Jade only empowers them just a little bit. So it's not like it adds much to the fight scenes anyways. And so while Jade is kind of like an overriding factor of all that is going on, it's not the tool that is kind of at the forefront. It's really just like, man, the underwriting driving force to all that's going on, not the apparent blatant force that's out at the front of things. So that's one of my critiques. Another critique here is that it's just so politics heavy. It's done exceptionally well, but that is not intriguing to me, as intriguing as some of the other drama that can be in these young adult fantasy novels. This is not young adult, by the way. Some of the more graphic, sexy times that I've read recently. Great job, Fonda Lee, I guess. Except, to be honest with you, I was listening as an audiobook, and my wife was in the other room as one of the scenes started to come on. And here's the thing, reading one of those scenes, that's awkward enough, right? Watching it in a movie with someone else, that's awkward enough. But hearing someone read it to you while someone's in the other room is very awkward. Lee does a great job at slowly raising the stakes and giving us characters that we enjoy and like and care for. In fact, one of my favorite characters is already no longer around. And so she's just raising the stakes and is giving that might be why I continue to read, because I really enjoyed the characters that she gave us, that family, the Call family. I really care about them and really felt like they were making real people decisions, and they had each goals that they were trying to achieve and each individual personalities that clashed or worked with each other. And that's what made the reading enjoyable. I liked the book, but I gave it a 3 stars out of 5, which again, in my rating is good. It means I liked it, I enjoyed it, but I'm kind of right there. I don't know if I'm going to continue to read the rest of the series. It's not yet complete. If they explore the magic system a little bit more, and if that gets to the forefront, then I'll probably continue to read. But if it's going to be more political heavy and continue with that vein, then I'm like, great, that's good. Do that, Fonda Lee, and other people enjoy that, but it's probably not going to be one that I pick up and continue. Thank you so much for watching this brief review on Jade City. What did you think of the book? Should I read further? There are other books that already are released in this series. I'm kind of debating. I don't know. Maybe your comments can help me decide below. And as always, thank you so much for watching and liking this video. If you haven't yet, click subscribe and join the Dragon Army, and we'll see you in the next one.